What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket.
It's July, which means it's the first ever Dockery Docket America Month. To celebrate, we will be looking at interesting facts across the United States and its history. Here come some facts now! This may be shocking to some people, but George Washington technically wasn't the first president of the United States. He was the first president under the current Constitution, but not the president of the independent nation of the United States. As under the Articles of Confederation, which was basically the first constitution of the United States, there were 8 presidents, but they had very little power. They were more like the Speaker of the House of today. This is why the Articles of Confederation system of government of the United States failed, because it was too weak, and was replaced by our current Constitution in 1789. The first 8 weak presidents before Washington were John Hanson, Elise Bontenot, Thomas Mifflin, Richard Henry Lee, John Hancock, the one that had the cool signature, Nathan Gorman, Arthur St. Clair, and Cyrus Griffin. Happy America Month, everyone! Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with our 101st episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. And if you are excited to be here as well, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so then you never miss one of my videos. So I hope you all had a fantastic 4th of July. I know that mine was very interesting to say the least. And I know for some tea bottles, it was a terribly destructive day. Taxation is theft. Now, I'm still angry that I missed the bottle with the axe blade, but it's fine. I will have to try again next year. The 4th of July has been my favorite holiday for as long as I can remember. I always remember going to a parade with both sets of my grandparents. My grandpa would ride his tractor sometimes, and then afterward we'd go to my nanny's house, watch fireworks, play baseball, barbecue, and overall have a good time. The 4th of July always reminds me that it is okay to be proud of the country that you live in and celebrate the freedom that this nation gives to every single citizen of the United States. America has done a lot of growing up since 1776. The country hasn't been perfect, but it was built on a foundation that has stood the test of time. The country was able to adapt to the hardships that faced it. From slavery to wars and other social issues, the United States has remained on top because we stuck with our main goals and our main values that are the foundation of this country. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The idea that all men are created equal is embedded into this nation's soul. This foundation has inspired other nations to adopt the same type of principles in hopes of being just like the United States of America. Free, honest, and fair. Even though our country still has this good, strong foundation, there are still people out there that still believe that America is a terrible, horrible, racist, transphobic, homophobic, Islamophobic, you name it, phobic country, and it must be destroyed. Now, I will be honest with you. It breaks my heart when people say that they hate America. And it is amazing to me because I think that this year I realized this more than any other year. The same amount of love that I have for this country, someone out there has the same amount of hate for this country. It's a sad reality, but it shows how free this country really is. In other countries from the past, like in communism, if you said that you hated the country or the party, it was straight to the gulag with you and you were killed. In America, you have a right to say that you don't like America. However, there was a surprising poll that came out this week from Gallup that showed that American pride is falling, as only 38% of Americans are extremely proud to be Americans, and 65% of Americans are very proud to be Americans. Now, 65 is a good number, but that is a drop from 69% last year, and 38% is the lowest that this poll has ever reached in Gallup's history. This, I believe, is because people are only looking at the surface issues of the country. Don't get me wrong, I think that the president is terrible and should be voted out as soon as possible. The gas prices are terrible. There are other problems that this country is facing right now. But this doesn't mean that I want the country to die, because the core fundamental values, the foundation that we talked about, is something that should be admired. Just look at our southern border. There are so many people that want to get into this country. So many people are trying to get green cards just to work in America, because they know that America is better than the country that they left. This is proven in the idea that there aren't a lot of people that are fleeing this country to go to another country. If America was really that terrible, you would think that people would be leaving in droves. But they aren't. They're staying here. And right now there seems to be a split between parties on who is more proud to be an American, as the Republican Party went from 64% last year to 58% this year. Independents dropped from 40 to 34%, and Democrats dropped from 31% to 26%. It is amazing to me that Democrats have dropped so low, because they have all three branches of government on their side. It shows a fundamental difference between Democrats and Republicans, as generally Republicans like America. They believe in our founding documents and believe that they are worth saving. Right now, I believe that Republican numbers are so low because of Joe Biden. This is different from the Democrats, who generally believe that the country is terrible because they have been lied to. To the left, instead of America living up to its morals that it wrote into its Constitution, America has never lived up to those values. And it is ingrained with racism, imperialism, sexism, and all that other ism stuff that we talked about. This is an ideological split that can really hurt a country. If there's a political party out there in America that hates America, not just because of the President of the United States or other political issues, but because of the foundation of this country, why would you vote them into office? Once again, this is not every single Democrat and this is not every single Republican, but generally this is the case. And here's the thing as well, it's a generational split. As for my generation of 18 to 34-year-olds, only 25% of them are extremely proud to be Americans. This is so disappointing, but then you see why this younger generation hates America. As non-college graduates are 41% extremely proud to be Americans, while college graduates are only 33% extremely proud to be Americans. Younger students are going into college where they are learning a bunch of crap like America is terrible, America is racist, and you should hate this country. Trust me, I lived it. But here's the thing. People are allowed to have their opinion in America. You would think that in a country that is so terrible and so oppressive, you wouldn't even be able to speak your own opinions. But you can, because that's America and that's freedom. That's the foundation of our country. Along with that, it seems to me like the most oppressed, quote-unquote, people in this country have more freedom in this country than in other countries. For example, there are people in this country, the United States, that believe that women are oppressed and that they are second-class citizens because states now decide if abortion should be legal or not. However, in this country, women are allowed to vote, they are allowed to drive, and they are allowed to be in public without a man. In some other countries, you can't do that, and women have no rights at all. Now, I understand that it took a long time to accomplish these things, but it was America living up to their values. This is the same for the African American community. America for them in the past was terrible. Slavery was a stain on this country. Segregation was also a stain on this country. But through time and wars, we were able to follow the words of the Constitution, that all men are created equal. Is there still more work to be done? Yes. But we have grown, and we are continuing to grow as time goes by. The LGBTQIAAP community is another example where the left will say that they are oppressed in America. We give the LGBTQIAAP community an entire month where pride flags are all over the place, in every single store, every street corner, and every corporation logo. They are allowed to parade naked in the streets because that's the way to show pride, I guess. For the 4th of July, all that we are asking for is one day, but still the LGBTQIAAP community can't accept that. as there was an article that came out and talked about how terrible America is right now, and then it said, obviously, the only solution is to swap out all the American flags for pride flags and pledge allegiance to the fight for LGBTQIAIP rights anew. Listen, I believe that America is one of the best places to be in the LGBTQIAIP community. In other countries, people that are gay are thrown off rooftops and killed for being gay. We still have a long way to go when it comes to the LGBTQIAIP community and other minority communities. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, and there are people that have different opinions, but people are allowed to share those opinions. Once again, America has grown to accept all people, even if we disagree on politics or religion. Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, black, white, Latino, gay, straight, interracially married are all able to live in one country together. This is the power of America. This is the power of the foundation of this country. This power of the foundation of America comes from the First Amendment. As the First Amendment tells its citizens, you can say America is terrible. And the First Amendment protects citizens that burn the American flag. According to the WorldPopularView.com, Americans are among the world's most supportive citizens with regards to freedom of speech, even if it criticizes the government or supports an unpopular opinion. Freedom of the press, and the right to use the internet without government censorship. Now, this leads me into a story that happened over the 4th of July. I don't want to use any names because I respect the person's privacy, and honestly, I respect their opinion as well, even though their opinion was opposite of mine. This person is allowed to have a different opinion than me. All I did was post a simple Uno meme. The meme said, "Respect America for one day or draw 25 cards." And then it showed the person that I labeled as the left holding all of the Uno cards. My intention for this meme, and all the other memes that I posted on the 4th of July, were to be funny, poke a little fun at the left, and have a good time on America's birthday. And then it blew up. The thing is, someone got mad at my meme, which is something that I found hilarious at first, but then as the fighting and the mean comments started rolling in, I got annoyed. This person simply posted F America, and if you want me to be honest with you, that's 100% fine. That person is entitled to their own opinions. However, the issue was that this person was not being respectful of other people's opinions. Instead of having a good civil discussion, this person was calling people effing dumb, threatening to shove cards up my butt, which I found hilarious, and calling people effing idiots. And one of the posts that they put really spoke out to me. As the end of the quote said, "If you don't agree, that's not an opinion, that's just being a bad person." No, this doesn't mean that I'm a bad person all because I have a different opinion than you. Everyone in this country is allowed to have a different opinion, and we can have a discussion about that, because that is the power of the foundation of America. Now, I could have easily blocked this person. I could have sworn at this person and told them to pound sand. I could have deleted the messages so then there wasn't any swearing on my page. But I didn't do that. Because if this person is listening or watching right now, first of all, thank you, then I want them to know also that I respect your opinion, and I hope that someday you can respect my opinion as well. I don't believe in deleting people or comments because I want that person's opinion out there for other people to see. Because guess what? People are going to say things that are different from your own opinion, and that's okay. You might get upset about it, you might get annoyed about it, but that's the way that America works. That's the power of freedom of speech, and we can have a conversation about that. When a situation like this happens, you have to control your anger and not lash out at a person because their situation might be different than yours. Maybe that person has better insight than you. Maybe they've studied in a certain field and understand more than you. And that's fine. It's actually more than fine. It's fantastic because you can learn from different people. You can learn from their life experiences. And if I were to have blocked this person or deleted all these posts, I wouldn't be able to do that. Now, this Facebook situation was something that was new to me, but I hope that I handled it well because it may not be the last time this happens. But I'm just going to continue to do what I do and be respectful of anyone who has a different opinion than me. And I hope you keep me to that. This meme also proved the point that I was trying to make, as once again, the meme was about Uno. and the left picking up all the cards because some of the radicals on the left absolutely hate this country and the foundation that it was built on. We can see that in the poll that we read at the beginning of this episode. 26% of Democrats are extremely proud to be Americans, and my generation had the lowest rating of being proud to be an American than any other generation. This proves to me that the radical left hates America. This is why NPR decided after 30 plus years to stop reading the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July. This is why the left, for the Summer of Love, were tearing down and vandalizing historical statues. Not just of Confederate soldiers, which I do believe should be taken down, but people are destroying the statues of famous historical figures that were fundamental to the creation of our country. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, and even Abraham Lincoln. Why would they do all of this? Because there are people in this country that hate the foundation of this nation, and they see the evil instead of the good in people throughout history. If you wanted someone to admire in history, Jesus would be the only one, because every single other person has done something terrible in their lives. There is no way that anyone in this country can meet the standard that the radical left has put on people. In the end, the 4th of July was just one day where we can respect America. This is why I created America Month, as I want this whole entire month to be a celebration of America, because I believe that this country is good. I believe that this country is built on a strong foundation, and we need to show respect to those that disagree with us. And maybe if we do that, we can change their minds, and they can become American-loving patriots as well. I also believe that Americans need to go back and look at its founding documents and realize that they are something that we can build on and not something that needs to be destroyed or killed. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.